Let's actually move on. Markets are still down about 0.25%, so not much changing. That's where things have settled. Bank Nifty and Nifty both are down 0.25%. So let's move on to some more earnings and some of these conversations. JSW Energy is the next company on our radar. Now, the company reported an operationally weak set of numbers for the quarter gone by. To talk about this, we have with us Sharad Mahendra, Joint MD and CEO of JSW Energy. Mr. Mahendra, great to have you on. Thank you for joining in. So let's just talk about your own assessment of FY25, the way the year played out for you. You had some acquisitions and you obviously, are also scaling up. So tell us, what is FY26 looking like? Can you start with some targets?
Yes, FY25 has been a phenomenal year for us at JSW Energy. In terms of when we started the year at 7.2 gigawatt and we have ended the year at close to 10.9 gigawatt. It has been through both inorganic and organic routes, the capacities which we have added. And these are highly attractive, return accretive capacities which we have increased. We have been able to commission greenfield wind capacity of 1.3 gigawatt of our ongoing project, which is 1/3 of the country's wind capacity which has been added during the year. So all these things gives us a very strong foot entering in FY26, and we are absolutely certain that FY26 will be a significant year for us, both in terms of further capacity additions and in terms of the returns.
Well, so power demand trends for the summer have been muted. How are merchant tariff rates sort of panning out right now?
If we see last year, the average merchant tariff for the year was 4 rupees 47 paisa, and Q4 showed some increase, but in Q1 till now, in first 45 days, we have seen further increase in the merchant tariff. But here I'll just like to inform that for us, now the open capacity has reduced significantly to almost our operating capacity of 10,875 megawatt when we started the year. Only about 975 megawatt is open. And out of that, only close to about 9% of the capacity is now on imported coal. Rest all is like our Utkal unit in Odisha and the KSK acquired capacity, out of which 100 megawatt is open. All are based on domestic coal. So our fuel cost gives us a significant advantage being close to the coal mines. So even with the tariffs which are prevailing, these appear to be a very, very good opportunity for us to sell in the merchant.
Okay, got that point, sir. You recently converted short-term capacity with the long-term PPAs. Can you tell us what's the percentage of this conversion and what is it that you're still selling out there in the open market?
See, one is that, of course, the acquired portfolio of KSK with operating capacity of 1800 megawatt, 95% of the capacity is tied up with complete 100% of the fuel linkage. So that has increased our tied up capacity in long term. And also our Vijayanagar plant, which has been an imported coal-based landlocked plant where the fuel cost has been higher, has been totally converted into the long-term PPA, medium-term PPA with our group company, JSW Steel, with their increasing capacity. So that reduces our dependence on the imported coal, which by nature is volatile in nature in terms of pricing, in terms of currency movements. So that insulates us from those uncertainties.
Got that. What is the timeline for the O2 acquisition? What's the sort of operationalization timeline and then its contribution to financials?
O2 contribution we have executed on 9th of April. So it is a part of our JSW Energy under JSW Neo. So it is fully is part of JSW Energy effective 9th of April. So, and with an operating capacity of 1.34 gigawatt when we acquired, and during Q1, we are certain that another 500 megawatt of capacity will get added, taking it close to about 1.9 gigawatt by end of Q1. And during Q2, another capacity addition of 300 to 500 megawatt, which will happen. So it will be a 2.2, 2.4 operating portfolio by end of H1.
Okay, got that point. You've also announced a pretty large fundraising program. So what is the likely mode? I mean, are you using the equity route, debt? What will be the mix? And what will you use the money for?
We have said, which I will be talking about, that earlier when we announced Strategy 2.0 of reaching 20 gigawatt of operational capacity and 40 gigawatt hour of storage by 2030, with the first timeline which we announced that end of FY25 to reach 10 gigawatt, as we have achieved the first milestone by reaching 10,875 megawatt of operational capacity, we are announcing today our strategy 3.0 of 30 by 30, means reaching 30 gigawatt of operational capacity by FY30. So this is one on which we have already have the pipe orders in pipeline, the PPAs executed, under construction projects. So for all these things, the capital which is required, we plan to have a capex of close to 1,30,000 crores from FY26 to FY30. So this all with this significant capacity additions which we are doing will help us going forward from next year more of a generation of free cash. But yes, if required, we have taken the enabling approval for this 10,000 crores as and when required, because our growth has always been prudent, our benchmark ratios to be what we have been talking of, what the rating agencies look for, we will definitely be below that. Whether we raise this equity as and when, we'll decide on which instrument we will go for at the appropriate time. And also whether in one or two tranches, that will depend on the capex requirement, what we are going to have and the timing.
Got that. So are you open to buying assets in the thermal space, especially in the stressed assets? Lots of assets are stressed and available at decent valuations. Are you looking at them?
Presently, if you see in thermal space, like we have signed a greenfield power purchase agreement to set up a 1.6 gigawatt of ultra supercritical thermal plant. When we have signed the PPA with the state of West Bengal, we will be now focusing on that, for which the work at ground has already started. And the KSK asset which we have acquired gives us a very unique advantage with 1.8 gigawatt operational and balance of plant ready for 3,600 megawatt. The fourth unit of 600 megawatt, 40% of the work completed. So we are certain that we will be focusing on this 1.8 gigawatt capacity expansion, which will be at a much, much lesser cost as compared to the benchmark cost of setting up any thermal plant. So we will be focusing more on this and our pipelines, organic pipelines, what we have. So our main focus will be on execution of the entire order portfolio which we have, order pipeline of more than 30 gigawatt.
Okay, got that. Also, can you give us a quick update on the renewable side? I mean, whether it's wind turbine generation or the green hydrogen plants that you have, where have you reached and what can we expect this year?
See, I'll start with green hydrogen. Green hydrogen work is at the final stage of completion, and we expect the commissioning of this plant between June or July of 25. So it's just few months from now when we will be commissioning this plant. It is at final stages of readiness. And regarding wind turbine manufacturing, as we had earlier said, also informed that we have signed technology license agreement with SANY. So I'm happy to tell that SANY manufacturing unit for WTG supplies to us in India has already started, which is in the state of Maharashtra near Pune. And also to further optimize our cost and to ensure de-risking, we ourselves are setting up 2 plants of wind blade manufacturing in India to take care of our requirements. Both these plants will be commissioned in the current financial year only.
All right, so we'll leave it on that note. Thank you very much for joining in and giving us some perspective on your business. That is JSW Energy at the end of the fourth quarter.